favor of that? And if so, what's the date range?
I've been on record for an early signing period. I think I'm very flexible. I don't want to encroach on the coach's need to get out of here in July. So the only thing that I have said is that I don't want him here in July. So how we can work that, for me, is the most important thing. I think we can get our business done in June and still have an early signing day, whether it's a September or a December signing date. But I'm in favor of an early signing day.
Expectations for Jared, is it to compete for a starting job or just be healthy enough to play against Rice?
I think we would, right now, we would take it as we want him healthy to compete against Rice, and then whatever happens from there. You know, we were at a point where, you know, we didn't know where he was and whether he could play, and we're seeing some positive things. So I think we'll take it as, let's get him back against Rice, and then if we hear better news over the next 2-3 weeks, I think by the end of June we're going to know really whether we can answer that question as, let's get him on the field against Rice, or let's get him competing for a starting position.
What do you think Everett got out of San Diego trip again a couple weeks ago?
It's funny, we talked about that again. He felt like he needed more football work. Just throwing, repetition, he just wanted more work, and he got it. He got it.
What do you want to get from, you talk about having maybe 7 offensive linemen that could start for you. At what point in August, though, do you need to see a 5-man group gel or a 5-man group, and then you get your swing man in there and it's kind of set in stone?
Kind of like competition right now. We're okay with 7 because those are young guys, and we want to keep them competing, and I like the fact that we've got that depth on the offensive line finally, because we've been on the other end of it, as you guys know. So we kind of like the situation that we have created on the offensive line with a very competitive situation.
That competition, you get an early look at the freshmen earlier than ever before.
Yeah.
Are you able to slot them a little before camp now, or hopefully slot them a little before camp, the positions you know where they can compete?
Well, we'll get a chance to work with them next Wednesday. So they'll come in on Sunday. They'll get their physicals on Monday. We should be able to clear them all except for Tyler Luatua, who will not be here because of graduation until Wednesday. So they should all be cleared for our OTA on Wednesday. We'll get our first look at it, and we've got a kind of an idea where we'll move those guys, and then I'll probably have a better sense by next week.
What do you hope to accomplish with, this is the first time having these summer workouts. What do you hope to accomplish during these?
Well, we're installing our offense and defense again. So this will be a spring ball installation. So we'll install our core offensive plays, our core defensive structure. We'll get our guys running and doing football-related drill work without footballs, bags, and blocking sleds. And we get in front of them. And that's something that we've never been able to do in June. So, you know, continuing to stay in front of our guys and talk about, you know, what we need them to do is a very important thing.
How much time do you get, and when does it cut off?
Well, they still got 8 hours, so that hasn't changed. And we're really working with our strength and conditioning coach, Paul Longo, who's right now the guy that's on, you know, he's the guy that has to make all this work because he still has to, you know, sign off on 8 hours. So we're encroaching in on his time, and then he's got to make up for it in July. And that is, he still has to have our football team ready from a strength and conditioning standpoint, you know, come August, and we're stealing a little bit of his 8 hours for some football-related activities.
Does that change maybe the biggest impact on the freshmen getting to learn the system right away and just sort of
Absolutely. I think it's, you know, we've always counted on some freshmen to be involved in what we've done in September or August in this instance. Now to actually, you know, get to know some of the terminology and get to know a little bit what we're doing, I think is a huge thing.
Expect them to be able to participate earlier because of that? More guys?
Well, I think if we continue to look at the guys that have played for us, I mean, I would suspect that certainly is going to be helpful in giving a guy a chance to compete as a true freshman, yeah.
Brian, how many guys do you have involved in that Center for Social Concerns, and what do you think it's important that your team's involved with that?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, you know, we think Notre Dame, and obviously one of our distinctions is service, and it hits right where we are, and service is important to Notre Dame, and this CSE class allows that service. It also brings up contemporary topics. They're going to be talking about unionization in class tomorrow. So there are some contemporary topics that they talk about, as well as service. They're all over the community right now. All of our players are involved in it. So all of our scholarship players and even some of our walk-ons have paid to be in that class. And as you know, that allows them to be part of mandatory workouts. So this has been a great class for our kids to be other-centered and be involved in the community, and they're touching upon, you know, some contemporary topics as well.
With Jarrett, do you have like a set amount of practices in mind for him before he gets on the field?
Yeah, we haven't even got to that point. We want to get him off the bike and get him moving, and I think then all I can say is that, you know, the last month has been really good for him mentally, and there's a lot of encouragement where we're obviously at a point where we weren't sure where we were going to go with him physically, and all I would tell you right now is that he's in a good place mentally, and our training staff is confident that you know, we're working in a fashion to get him ready.
What are you looking forward to tonight?
I just, you know, first of all, being indoors is a little bit of a different thing. We haven't been indoors. You know, the weather was dodgy all day, and you know, the last thing that we want to do is be outside and it opens up on us. So we brought it indoors. I just want to move around and see the different stations, and you know, just spend a little bit of time with everybody. And as I said earlier, this event has been supported so well from our community. Each and every year, you know, 500 and 600 people supporting an event where it's raised over $100,000 each year. It says so much about Michiana and South Bend and our community. So really just to get around and thank people. Yeah.
Do you guys like being a part of this, your players?
They do. Yeah. They enjoy it. I think more than anything, it's their chance to give back a little bit too, and they have fun with it. You know, they like seeing the drills and the ladies be part of the drills, and I think they get a kick out of being in the fashion show as well. So we've changed the fashion show a little bit. Most of you guys and myself, we would be eligible for the fashion show this year. They've upped the body fat content, so we're going to go with the big guys tonight for the fashion show.
You looking at me?
No,
Okay.
I'm just answering your question. Good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brian.
Appreciate you coming over.